This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch.
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. Past, male pattern baldness.
Leggies.
Got one right now. The urge to puff that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day. What we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh. Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, where?
Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all of you here. Day 21 of the Diddy trial here. Jane is back on the stand. She'll be on the stand until Thursday. But you know what? I have to tell you, higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here and turn down the music. You see that virtual tour background. Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music. Yes, you do. And then there is me, everybody. Well, everybody, rather. Hi. Welcome in. I'm Braylon Lee. Glad to have you here. And I just want you to know that this is the energy my brain is moving with.
Time is slipping away from me. Yeah.
That's where I am because there's so much going on. Welcome in, everybody. Glad to have you here. Let's get to the gang and doing what we do. Is the 21st day of Diddy coverage. So let's get to it. Everybody, here we go. Sean Diddy Combs recap. Oh, hey, Toothless. Good to see you. Oh, damn. You really destroying a lot of shit. Good to see Toothless there. That cutie right there. New How Train Your Dragon movie coming out June 13th, right there. Sean Diddy Combs recap. Jane says photos of Combs with Young Miami were painful. Breaks down in tears on stand. Should be on the stand, but either way, Combs faces 5 criminal counts in total, including 2 sex trafficking, and has denied all the allegations. What to know about the sex trafficking trial? Former girlfriend, of Sean Diddy Combs, identified by the pseudonym Jane, was back on the stand for her 5th day of testimony. Her defense attorney, Terry Garagos, continued to press Jane on her relationship with Combs, attempting to complicate her allegations of forced sex, physical violence, and abuse. Jane recounted how she was upset when she saw photos of Combs with rapper Young Miami, and at one point broke down in tears as loving messages between her and Combs were read in court. I resent him for how much I loved him and couldn't say no to him. She testified. Combs faces 5 criminal counts, 1 count racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs has ferociously denied the allegations against him. This live briefing may include graphic descriptions of sexual violence. For resources on sexual assault, call the National Sexual Assault Telephone Hotline. By the way, sign up for the Diddy on Trial newsletter for key developments and analysis, and of course, listen to the Dateline Nightly podcast. All right, let's get in. Make it do what it do here. Prosecution could rest its case by next Wednesday. The lead prosecutor, Comey, said the government will rest no later than a week from Friday, perhaps as early as Wednesday next week. The government is conceding its case and soon will let the court and defense know which witnesses will be cut from earlier plans, Comey said. Now, they said that this was the second to last witness, right? So just wanted to add that to the timeline there. Court adjourned for the day. Judge Sumerian sent jurors home for the day, asking them to return to court before 9 a.m. tomorrow. There will be more cross-examination of Jane, though the defense had told Sumerian that should be done in the morning. Let's see here. Okay. Combs tells Jane they're good for each other in party video. And a party video shot by a jovial Jane. Combs expressed how good for each other they were. Combs told Jane that they need to pick each other up, isolate ourselves, and do the same thing the video shot in fall 2023 showed. Though Combs did seem to acknowledge he had been the best boyfriend, saying, I don't want to hurt you no matter what the fuck is going on. Bruh, really? Really? You didn't want to hurt her no matter what the fuck was going on? There was a lot of fucked up shit that was going on. Once again, Diddy.
Time is slipping away from me. Yeah. Time
is slipping away from you. Time. Seriously? Like, this woman has told you that she was on her menstruation period, and you said, shut the fuck up, you're acting weird. and you abused this woman as well and grabbed her by her hair, bruh, stop. Just stop. Just stop it. Okay? Jane recalls sobriety party, which lasted 12 to 18 hours. Jane says she encouraged Combs to go 30 days eating healthy foods and staying off drugs, and that included Combs pushing for a sobriety party, which was a hotel night without drugs. That party lasted between 12 and 18 hours and included Jane having sex with 3 men. She told the court she unfortunately agreed to Combs' request. I resent him for how much I loved him and couldn't say no to him, the witness said of the October 2023 get-together. I resent him for all of it. So what this goes to tell me is that no matter who was in his life trying to tell him to do right, he could just care less about it, right? That's why I'm seeing from this testimony here. So let's see. Rolling on. Jane becomes emotional in court after Diddy messages. Jane cried in court after discussing how Diddy was a blessing to her in a text message exchange. You are truly a blessing in my life. I never had a man take care of me like you do. Jane wrote to Diddy a day after one of their hotel nights. You're the reason for my child's joy. It means the world to us. I love you, baby. Jane also wrote, she'll always be by Combs' side. You are my lover, my partner, my boyfriend, she wrote. Then Jane then began crying in front of the jury. So here's the thing, right? I don't think that the child's joy should be in the messages of you engaging with Diddy rather, right? Because a child is its own individual, right? And honestly, the child's joy should really come from you because you're the mother. He just is not even a step parent. He's dating you, so he's also, raising the kid. But no, he was not there with you for every fever, for every parent-teacher conference, for every big event that he had to go to, whether it was any school events or extracurricular activities. He was not there for that. So no, you don't have the right to say you're the reason for my child's joy. No. That was just utterly horrendous to me. And not to mention too, I guess I get from the standpoint of I never had a man take care of me like you do. If you never had somebody who was genuinely that good to you before in terms of emotional support, mental support, social support, right? Understanding your mechanics of who you are socially. I guess I can understand that, right? But in the same token, the way he cared for you, did you also, how can I put this? Because I'm trying to put this in a way where you guys will understand it. Did the care that he had for you negate what he did? That would be my question. The care that he had for you, does that negate what he did? Does the care that he had for you negate what he did to you? And I would believe no, because you're on the stand testifying against him. Let's see here. Jane testifies that she was upset by pictures of Combs with Young Miami. Seeing pictures of Combs having fun in Turks and Caicos with rapper Young Miami, real name Carisha Brownlee, was a painful experience, Jane said, especially in light of all she done to satisfy him in sexual tryst with multiple men. Having to see the aftermath of him being with another woman, it was painful to witness, recall. Well, here's the thing, right? Diddy is a swinger, right? And he was able to swap out partners. And also, too, while you didn't really want to agree with it, you eventually agreed to it to succumb to his pleasure, right? So there is that side of the coin. The other side of the coin is you should never be given more of an emotional investment than the other person is. It should be 100-100, not 50-50. So I do feel for Jane, sincerely, because no one should ever feel abused and discarded, right? But also, too, in the same token, he wasn't just only dating you in the same token. So Jane testifies she received Van Cleef necklace and bracelet for birthday in 2023. The witness recalled how excited she was to receive a Van Cleef necklace and bracelet set for her birthday in 2023. Let me pull up this and see what Van Cleef is. I never heard of Van Cleef. Oh! Wait a minute. Hang on 1 second. I know the reason why I haven't heard of it because
Time is slipping away from me.
now the reason why I say time was slipping away from me is because y'all look at how much this costs. Okay. That is $33,500 for a pearly diamonds bracelet, right? So let's go to the website and then just look, okay? Because what? Now, maybe this is just my mindset, but I just appreciate just having something. You know what I mean? So, like, wait a minute. Let's look at all this here, okay? Because this is okay. So here is some of the jewelry here. $79,000 here for this pendant. Snowflake bracelet. You see the price there. Oh, wait a minute. Why is it not letting me zoom in? Really? Is this what we're doing? Guess I have to do it like this. Okay. There we go. As you can see there, $310,000. $310,000. $310,000. $118,000 here for earrings. $1,080,000. Do you know if you lose this, you are screwed? $1 million for just a necklace. Hang on, let me zoom in so y'all can see that a little bit more clear. I can't do it with mine. Oh, you know what? Ain't that something, John? That is something. Hang on. Okay, let me wait. Work with me, not against me here. There we go. Set. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to. There we go. You see that price right there? $1,080,000 for that necklace right there. I cannot. No, I just $59,000, $430,000. I mean, $407,000, $343,000. Now, before anybody says, now, Braylon, just because you can't afford it doesn't mean other people can. I'm sorry, what? I'd rather have these money amounts. Okay, I'd rather play the long game. Like I said, when I make it to be a celebrity, I'm going to give me a $5 million home. Get spruced up by the Property Brothers. I'm going to give me a Honda Accord. I'll give me a Lexus LS 500. I'm going to get everything where I can pay it all in full. So in case the day happens where Braylon, your media career was great. We don't need you. I own everything. Okay? I just can't. I'm flabbergasted. Like, one more time. Let me zoom in here because I simply cannot do this. Like, is this what we're actually doing? For that necklace, $1,080,000 for this necklace right here. This necklace right here can be purchased for $1,080,000.
Time is slipping away from me.
I can't. All right, here we go. Jane says she wore lingerie and greeted combs with open arms because witness was happy to be wrapped up in my lover's arms. Asked if this birthday celebration led to a hotel night, she said, unfortunately, yes. Child. Combs sent $13,000 to Jane for birthday celebration, witness testifies. Diddy sent Jane at least $13,000 for her birthday in February 2023. She testified Jane acknowledged the money was for an outfit and her friends who wanted to celebrate over dinner in Los Angeles. Jane said the birthday dinner was okay, but not great, and that she originally asked Diddy for $15,000. Diddy, who was also with Young Miami, real name Carisha Brown Lee at the time, whose birthday was around the same date as hers. Jane testified, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hang on. Now, this happened a while back. Let me see. Where is it? Here it is, right here. Okay. So this came out June 20th of 2023, okay? So it says here, Carisha, aka Young Miami, from the City Girls, told her fans in new track that she plans on quitting rapping. According to Carisha, she no longer needs to make a living with her music because, as she put, her words, not mine, her pussy pays the bills, okay? Carisha then gave some more insight on how she plans to make generational wealth by continuing her non-traditional relationship with billionaire music mogul Shonda Combs, who's 53. Carisha and Diddy have been dating for a little more than a year now, but their relationship is not exclusive. During that time, Diddy fathered a child with an Asian Instagram model and has been spotted out and has been spotted out and about with multiple women. Carisha doesn't seem to mind Diddy's other relationships as long as he continues to pay her. As media takeout reported, Diddy reportedly gave Young Miami a platinum credit card with a $200,000 limit. $200,000 limit. $200,000 monthly limit. So, if we times $200,000, right, times 12, that's $2.4 million in 1 year. The City Girl rapper is also free to use Diddy's chauffeur Maybach, his private jet, and his mansions in Miami and Beverly Hills as she pleases. But Carisha has big plans for Diddy in the future, and Media Take confirmed those plans in her new track. Carisha rapped, "That in worth a bill, that in is shooting babies in me and putting me in his will." In the lyrics, Carisha is suggesting that she plans on getting pregnant by the billionaire mogul, and she claims Diddy, who is much older than the 26-year-old Carisha, has already put her in his will.
Bitches talking like that, Carisha trendsetter, how not the way. This pussy pay the bills, ass slapping on the dick is giving Jay the wheels. Bitch crop away, my nigga worth the bill. That nigga shooting baby see me and put me in his wheel.
So, that's from Sukiana, responding on Twitter. I don't know if Carisha Brown Lee or Young Miami knows this, but child,
Time is slipping away from me. Yeah.
You said you did not know anything because you wasn't around him at that time during that grocery store interview with a Stop to Quick Trip on the way home interview with Saucy Santana. But yet you put that in a song. This trial is far from over. We got what? 1, 2, 3.5 weeks left. We're almost done with the trial. So could Carisha Brown Lee be a part of this trial? Who knows, child? But I just wanted to bring that in to the timeline there for you all. Jane says she will never take this for granted. After a late August 2022 tryst with Combs' sex worker Paul, Jane testified she told the defendant how much she appreciated these encounters. Jane texted Combs that she's having so much fun that she would never take this for granted. We'll always make sure you are taken care of. The defense wants to cast the sexual encounters freak-offs as consensual acts, not a part of any criminal enterprise led by Combs. Well, I mean, we already know that's a part of a criminal enterprise because we had the CFO of Bad Boy Entertainment, which Chief Financial Officer of Bad Boy Entertainment. Chief Financial Officer of Bad Boy Entertainment. So Derek Ferguson took the stand, and he said that he had to separate the personal finances of Diddy from the Bad Boy finances of Diddy. We already know that the car that was at Kid Cudi's house was registered to Bad Boy Entertainment. And I am sure that Diddy had dealers, and we heard that drugs was dealt and bought. We know that Louis Vuitton, medicine bag. So yeah, he has used parts of his criminal enterprise to get away with shit, and that's the RICO element to this, everybody. So I heard when Jane said Paul, I can only think of one meme. Oh my God, I am so wrong for this. I am so wrong for this. But listen, my mind works. As soon as I see something that could be a meme, I have to release it. Okay, so here we go.
Hi, I'm Paul. Aw, my
Paul?
Hi, we're Paul.
Hola, soy Pablo.
So what do you want me to say now? Hi, line.
Got a blast.
Oh my God, child, that was hilarious, child.
Time is slipping away from me. Yeah.
Once again, what's your name, sir?
Hi, I'm Paul.
Oh, thank you so much, Paul, for adding your voice to our conversation. Thank you so damn much. Moving on, Jane testifies that she initiated some freak-offs with Combs. Defense lawyers have presented exhibits in court suggesting Jane initiated some freak-offs with Combs at a hotel. Lawyers entered as evidence photos of a room with rose petals and balloons decorated by Jane. Okay. Asked if she suggested a hotel night with two other men at the same time, Jane answered yes. This was my suggestion. Combs was excited about that. So this doesn't really prove anything because if we all remember, Diddy has different bottles of baby oil, Astroglide. They had to grandma shrink wrap the room. Okay. So, and not to mention too, like his personal assistant also set up the hotel room for a freak off. So this doesn't really prove anything. And not to mention too, there has been other women to say that, I've suggested things to Combs. And Combs even said, I think to Jane or to one of the women that I can't wait to see what you have for me, which indicated in her mind that she needed to come up with something. So this doesn't really prove anything. Once again, this is the dumb fuck piece of shit team Diddy got. Okay? All right. Government seeking removal of juror. The government is seeking to remove one of the jurors who who the defense claims is among the panel's black members. It's not clear exactly what's driving the prosecution's bid, aside from lack of candor, to seek the jurors' removal. We were very reluctant to put this in this. We were very reluctant to put in this letter. Rather, it appears to be a lack of candor with the court that raises serious issues with us. Lead prosecutor Maureen Comey told the court today, "We did not want to do this. We were compelled to do that." The issue was brought up outside the presence of jurors yesterday, and defense lawyer Alexandra Shapiro said her side is opposed to removing juror number 6, who is black and wants a chance to respond to the prosecution's request. But the government is going to put in a letter, we'd like the opportunity to be heard either in writing or tomorrow morning, according to a transcript of Shapiro's discussion with the judge and government. So, I do have intel on that. We'll get to that just a little bit later. Combs appears to speak to someone in the audience. Before court began, Combs was standing up toward the audience. In the courtroom, he appeared to be wearing a light orange sweater and khaki pants and seemed to be mouthing to someone in the courtroom. Now, I'm going to pull up something real quick here. Now, this could be the case. Okay, this could be the case. Here we go.
From the office to home or the coffee shop, your employees need technology that works for them, wherever they're.
Sean Diddy Combs is worried about the wrong things. Did he confront a content creator inside the court saying, "I know you"?
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire Channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So earlier today, we dropped our Day 20 Diddy trial update. So if you missed it, be sure to check that out along with the Diddy trial update playlist that we have for all of your updates, because I know you're probably inundated by so many different updates. But if you want a summary that's clear and concise, be sure to check them out here on the channel and on the Kempire podcast. Let's talk about this, though, because I've been hearing things on social media in regards to Stephanie Sue, who's been inside the courtroom since day one. Yes. So before we get to what Stephanie had to say about
Stephanie Sue, for those of you who don't know, I don't know if she is still a mukbanger, but she was a mukbanger. So mukbang is when you have food in front of you and you eating and talking and all that. So she comes from that world. But I think she also does some lifestyle content too. But Stephanie Sue has definitely been one of the biggest content creators on this trial. So just wanted to give the context of who Stephanie Sue is. All right.
About Diddy mouthing words to her inside the courtroom, she already was posting on her social media about weird behavior on outside of the courtroom. And I told you some of what I've been seeing in regards to the coverage that we've been doing throughout the day is weird behavior happening inside and outside the court. Hence why I'm glad to be reporting from home, away from the weird energy that's around Sean Diddy Combs. If you've been following the stories and the updates here on the channel, we're not just talking about domestic violence. We're talking about a very dark energy, a very dark spirit that's been around us in our music, in our culture, and his name is Sean Diddy Combs. So Stephanie took to her social media talking about weird comments that she was receiving from people outside the court.
It has been a rough few weeks. This is our 4th time moving locations. One of them was completely unrelated to the case, and the rest of the times that we've moved to different places to stay, it's just been getting weird, and we're taking all the necessary precautions to keep the entire team safe. So the past 2 weeks, we have had almost 8 or 9 times completely new faces that will come up to us, tell us that they love our show, Rotten Mango, and then they keep asking us where we're staying. This has been happening like every other day. There are other odd questions that are asked by people that don't necessarily look like they even care about the show in the slightest. So one person in particular asked a series of questions trying to gauge how much, quote, power I have over my audience. Like they kept asking, like, can you make them do anything? And I was like,
wait a minute, child. Are you serious? Like, I mean, I know, no one man should have all that power, to quote an idiot named Kanye West, but like Stephanie Stephanie is just reporting on what we're all reporting on, but she's in the courtroom, so she has details. And to the other content creators, and shout out to all the content creators that are in New York making it do what it do, they have more intricate details that or other content creators covering it from our home or our place, we can't give to you rather. So let's get back to it. But that's off. It's really off.
Do you think I like run a cult? I think half of them don't even like me that much. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I can't make them do anything, period. But they kept asking, like, well, you don't think if you say something, they would listen to you? And I'm like, I don't think so. I think they would do their own research. And it did not seem like this person cared at all about this show. There was one instance.
I have to pause it there because remember, if you've been following our coverage, I said to you that it feels as if, based on the testimonies that we've been seeing about the assistants and the ex-girlfriends that were so loyal to Diddy, I said, this is very cult-like behavior.
Yes.
And I think it's important to note what she's saying here and what this person was saying to her, because is Diddy trying to influence this case from the outside? Maybe.
It's where we're.
Well, there was a friend of his, childhood friend, a producer. He's there every single day. So I don't know if that producer has went up to Stephanie Sue or not, but that could be the case. Let's roll.
Walking out of the courthouse, we run into someone who's like, hey, I love your show. That's it. And then they like come in for a hug. It was kind of abrupt. I was a little bit taken off guard. I love your show. Pulling me in for a hug. And my researcher snatches my arm, pulls me back and is like, we got to go. Our car is here. And I thought it was kind of strange. So we get into the car and she's telling me their hand was like elbow deep into your tote bag. It's clear that they're looking for something. Now, I will say that my tote bag opening is quite large, but it's right under my armpit. So you would have to attempt to stick your arm in there. It would not be an accident. Like, oh, I'm hugging you and my hand just ended up in this side. It's like elbow deep. So, I mean, I guess they could have been trying to steal my wallet, but it was weird. There's a lot of other small incidents that have taken place over the past week. It feels like the weirdness and the influx of all these odd questions of where are you staying? How much influence do you have increased, especially the where are you staying ones. I mean, I've never had that many people ask me where I'm staying. Honestly, nothing really happened. It's just, you know, when you have a gut feeling like something's not right, it's kind of a lot of those that have been creeping us out, and we're just trying to stay on top of it before it
is, in the words of an idiot named Marcel Scott, who should never be quoted, but I'm going to quote him right now, it's not the fact that you've done it to me, it's the fact that it could be done to me. So I think that's what Stephanie Sue is trying to say here.
escalates to anything.
Gut feelings are really important. And I've been telling you that when covering this case, there's a lot of things that I've been seeing. Not everything that I've seen, I've reported on, but there's a lot of interesting energy outside and inside this courtroom. But I also reported to you in covering this case that there were people being paid outside to wear free Diddy shirts.
Yes, we talked about that.
Including people that are part of Diddy's entourage, as he has people escorting the family in wearing free Diddy merch.
In a 5-day shift, 65.
We did talk about that. So there was a person that made free Diddy t-shirts and said, hey, would you like to wear this shirt for $50 an hour? So yeah, that has actually happened, ladies and gentlemen. So
5% of nurses will report workplace violence.
So Stephanie reported on that a few days ago. Then she reported this.
I think Diddy might know us. I don't know, maybe. So I'm just gonna explain. Usually, Sean Combs will do this thing where he does a sweep of the press pews when he first walks into the courtroom. He's like hugging his attorneys. He'll look to the public side, which is on his right, and then we're kind of diagonal from him. And he oftentimes, since more of his supporters are coming to the courtroom these days, he'll shoot them little hand hearts. He'll put his hand to his chest. He'll mouth thank you. And then the press pews, we get a simple glance over and sometimes a nod. Now, clearly, this stands out to both my researcher and I really strongly, because on Thursday, we even write the time down, at 8:50 a.m., jurors are not in the courtroom. Sean Combs sits down at his chair and he turns in his chair to the right. This is our eye direction, like we can see him now. He starts staring in what felt like in our general direction, or perhaps right behind us, and it's a pretty lengthy stare. And then he starts nodding while mouthing the words dramatically, I know you. He mouths it twice with what we perceive to be a smirk. Then as he's turning back around to face the front, he's like ever so slightly shaking his head while he's still smirking. But again, I'm not trying to be dramatic. I don't know if he was looking at me. He could have been looking behind me, right? But then right at that moment, the jury comes in, we all stand up, and as there's noise in the courtroom, because we're not allowed to talk when the judge is on the bench, a reporter from a major media network, I mean, she's been doing this for years and years. She's like a professional. She turns to me and she whispers, quote, "You're putting that in your video, right? Because that was at least 7 seconds." So my researcher and I, we both felt it was weird. We both wrote it down independently in our notes in the courtroom. We talked about it after, and we're like, you know what? We can't be sure. We don't want to be dramatic. Then it happens again on Friday, a week later.
It should be noted, don't forget, the judge reprimanded Diddy via his attorney, saying that he has to stop making facial expressions and interacting with the jury. And according to insiders, journalists, they were saying Diddy has been doing that since the beginning of the trial. And I don't know if the judge noticed it himself or someone reported it to the judge, but it was noted. They threatened, they said if he continues, he will be kicked out of court and he won't be there for the trial. And everyone that's there says that Diddy is very expressive. You would say that some even joked that maybe he's one of the attorneys because of how he's interacting. He's taking notes. He's whispering to his attorneys. Look, he should. This is his life on the line. But interacting with the jury, literally, I remember when we first started covering this, and I mentioned this in one of our updates, that journalists were reporting that once Diddy came in and sat down, he literally looked at the media area and gave them all a look. Not a threatening, I don't know if they would consider it threatening, but he looked them in the eye. And according to Stephanie, he does this on a regular basis every day. I don't know what that means, because is that a way of saying, I remember each and every one of you if I get out of here? I don't know. But it's definitely giving weirdo behavior.
So let me pause this here, because I know Queen Sheba's been in the courtroom. Mims is there. Amar Wiggins is there. That is intimidation. Let's keep that a buck. That is intimidation, full stop. That is quite flagrantly out of line, classes, and totally just gutter. For you to be so concerned about the press when motherfucker, like Kim Power so articulately said, your life is on the line. You are being pressed, sir, for the fucked up shit you did. And we already know that he doesn't like anybody who's not on his side. He's basically the Black 47. Got away with a lot of shit and somehow still has a prominent position. Child, let's roll. Like I said, I pray for all the content creators in New York. Boots on the ground, making it do what it do. And I said nothing but joyful love to you all, prayers and support, because it's one thing to do this from your place, or it's one thing to do this from a studio that you create. But when you are doing IRL, or you do content creation in real life, that's what IRL stands for, then it's a whole nother level, right? So, like I said before, with Diddy and his family, I'm worried about the jury, because if he did that to Stephanie Sue, a stranger, can you imagine him taking mental notes of all the jury members and what they look like? And then, of course, his family may not be wound up too tight, so they might want to go after the jury. They might want to go after press. They might want to go after content creators. So this is a bigger issue that needs to be addressed more than it's being quietly not heard. And so Stephanie Sue is a very brave, woman. I'm not forgetting her womanhood, but she's a very brave content creator, very brave individual to say this out loud. Because one thing to know and two things for sure, even though you're on the stand, that doesn't mean you can't make requests. Okay? Because there's a show called Gangland. I think that was on Spike TV, that they talked about how people in jail still had control outside, right? So just gotta be careful of how you move, how you breathe, and how you live. But that was so disrespectful to do that to Stephanie Sue and to any other content creator and member of the press in this trial.
There's this moment where there's a sidebar. Sean Combs' attorneys are near the front of the courtroom with the judge, and regardless, the jurors are still sitting on the side. Sean Combs turns around, and then he talks to his mom, and then he's smiling, nodding at her. He's like mouthing, "I love you." And then my neck is tilted still because I'm observing him, and I'm taking notes about him talking to his mom during this sidebar. And as he's making his turn back to the front, it felt like we make awkward eye contact. And I say awkward to the point where I'm like, you know when it's so awkward, you almost like instinctively smile or look down because you're like, oh, I just got caught staring at someone.
Right.
That was the feeling. It was like, oh, I literally just got caught staring him down. And he starts rubbing his chin with his left hand and mouths what appears to seem like, "I know you, I know you." And this time it seemed more pronounced because as he's rubbing his chin with his left hand, he does like a slight index point. It's not like a point. He's not pointing his finger, but it's kind of like a hand gesture, like, "I know you," like kind of like you, like almost pointing at you, whoever you is. Then he turns to the front. And it was just so odd. It was just weird. And again, he knows us, he doesn't know us. Does it really matter? I don't think so, but I did almost pee myself.
Of course, Stephanie. Shout out to those of you that are, look, if I went there, I'm glad I'm not, and I do not intend to go at any time. If I did though, I would have, I don't know if you can bring crystals into the courthouse, but I would have me some black tourmaline on me at all times. I have black tourmaline literally right here in front of me. And I got some other crystals. I believe in energy.
And also the onyx stone as well, for sure.
And I believe that Diddy has very dark energy, especially when you see and you're covering these details of this case and what he's done to these people. Anyway, that's not the only thing, because Diddy, again, is worried about the wrong things. Weirdo behavior. Let me read to you what CBS is reporting in regards to him confronting a sketch artist. Like, sir, you are fighting for your freedom and your life, and you're worried about the wrong things. According to CBS News, Sean Diddy Combs had a request for the courtroom artist at his trafficking racketeering conspiracy trial. During a break in the trial proceedings Thursday, Combs spoke to court artist Jane Rosenberg to ask her to soften it up a bit, saying that she makes him look like a koala in her sketches, Rosenberg told CBS News New York.
Wait, y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right for that shit. Child.
Time is slipping away from me.
Like, what in the, you know what? Let's finish out this video. I can't.
York. Combs, who has been jailed since September's arrest, now has gray hair and a beard. Cameras and photography are not allowed, as you know, in the federal court, but sketch artists are. Combs' remarks to Rosenberg came on the same day that the judge warned Combs' defense team that he could be removed from the court if he tried to interact with the jury.
Hey to the 6 people here, welcome.
So here's the thing.
Hey to the 6 people here, welcome in to Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. We are covering the Diddy trial, 21st day. We are in the middle of a video from Kempire. I'm not sure you see the headline there. Stephanie Sue says Diddy looked at her and said, "I know you." And she was talking about different instances where she's had to move 7 to 8 times. People were asking her, where is she staying in New York, and does she have any influence? And if she did, you know, would they do anything? And then a person hugged her and then try to go in her bag. Rolling on.
Some people have said this is how he knows Stephanie Sue, because she has made comments about him looking like a koala bear in court. Do these jailbirds, these folks that are in the jail, the MDC, have access to the internet, or is this something that his legal team is bringing to his attention? I don't know the amount of access that these folks have while incarcerated.
That's
and again, we have to remember he's being detained. He's not necessarily in prison yet, like a Tory Lanez. I don't know how much internet access he has, but how is he watching these videos? Either way, he's worried about the wrong things. He's worried about his image versus his freedom.
Yep.
But everyone is still saying, has the prosecution proven the charges of trafficking and racketeering. That remains to be seen. One of the updates we had today was that I believe it was they were trying to have one of the jurors stricken, and that was denied by the judge. As always, if you enjoy content like this or you want an update like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit your notifications so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Don't forget to like the video, and don't forget, we're taking the Kempire After Dark, the Villain Era tour to a city near you, Philadelphia.
So I will pause it there. So Thursday, July 10th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Tuesday, August 5th, Atlanta, Georgia. Friday, August 22nd, Washington, D.C. And Friday, September 12th, New York City. Live stream is only available for the Friday, September 12th show in New York City. So
you're literally a month away. Go get your tickets today for that show. I'll be in Atlanta on August 5th, then in DC on August 22nd, then back here in New York City on September 12th. Don't miss a night of hot topics, comedy, and more. More information on that and more will be available in the description. As always, thanks for watching.
Here we go now.
Thank you, Empire. I actually am interested because, like, Kempire, I've been on a couple of times with Kempire on his live. He really is a nice guy. So, like, a villain error, I'm very curious about that. Maybe villain error means he really, 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 really says what's on his fucking mind because he can't really say it on YouTube. So he is being a villain and just taking left, right, and center of what he wants to say. But shout out to Kempire there. Back to our timeline here. Jane back on the stand in the Diddy trial. Now, for those of you who are wondering, well, wait a minute, why is this starting at 1 p.m.? It was announced yesterday that Jane will be on the stand from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. today. So that was announced yesterday that Jane will be on the stand from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. today. Jane back on the stand in Diddy trial. Former girlfriend Shonda Combs, identified by the pseudonym Jane, is back on the stand after giving an emotionally charged testimony yesterday. Jane is one of 4 alleged victims at the center of the prosecution's racketeering conspiracy sex trafficking case against Combs. Her testimony is part of the government's effort to show that Combs orchestrated a sprawling criminal enterprise to fulfill his sexual desires. Defense seeking to show another side of Combs. Lord Jesus. The defense is all but concerned that Combs regularly abused girlfriends and those around him, but has also highlighted the seemingly unfathomable affection the former partners had for him despite the violence he inflicted. In between revealing details of Combs' terrible mistreatment of her, Jane also said she enjoyed giving him foot rubs, cuddling him while watching the NBC News magazine Dateline, accepting the allegedly loving nickname Crack Pipe. Holy. The government in closing arguments will surely lean on earlier testimony by forensic psychologist Don Hughes to make sense of the wild ups and downs that Combs' girlfriends endured. Getting inside the defendant's mind, Jane isn't a psychologist, but her testimony yesterday might have given jurors the most insightful peek into Combs' mindset, particularly in the bedroom. Under cross-examination by the defense and without much objection from the government, Jane said she believes Combs is curious about his bisexuality and wants to keep that side of him at a distance. Asking his girlfriends to have sex with strange men as he watched and recorded nearby was his way of participating. According to Jane, Combs is too scared to do the act, thus making these freak-offs a regular part of his life. The former girlfriend told the court, "I was trying to figure out the relationship, and I came upon the word cuckold. A man turned on by watching his woman have sex with another man." Jane said, "I just wanted to know what was driving him." And Jane said something that a lot of people have been saying for years, that there's some sugar in his tank, allegedly. Will there be any more bag talk today? Presumably cooler heads will be in play today, nearly 24 hours after some of this trial's most firing moments emerged out the blue about designer handbags. Well, here's the thing. This dumb bitch, Terry Garagos, who's the daughter of Mark Garagos, the man who said 1 bottle of baby oil goes a long way, although his client had 25 bottles of baby oil and about 1,000 that was collected by the government. This dumb bitch, Terry Garagos, insinuated a line of questions Tuesday afternoon that the witness Jane didn't come away from her relationship with Combs empty-handed. Garagos asked Jane if she received a Chanel bag. What the fuck does a designer bag have to do with this woman's trauma? Not shit. Not shit. Not shit. Like I said before, Terry Garagos, if your daughter got great, if Mark Garagos' granddaughter got great, would you give a fuck about a Chanel bag or a Louis Vuitton bag or a Bolden bag, whatever fuck type of bag she got? Or would you be concerned that her mental health is unleveled? Which is it? Where is your scooter? Where is it? Where is your scooter? Where is it? Where the fuck your scooter at? Where is it? Because Terry Garagos into that fucking piece of shit defense team.
Time is slipping away from me. Time is slipping away from me.
I lost it yesterday when I heard. I'm like, really? We're asking about handbags in the middle of a sex trafficking racketeering trial? Is this what the fuck we're doing? And y'all dumb fucks of a defense team asked for 2 mistrials? Okay. Let's roll on. And hey, my thoughts, good to see Hey Brian. He better take a cross, a Bible, and some holy oil. That's why I'll be wrong if I'm going back in the bushes. Child, that was his problem. He had too much oil, baby oil, in that case, child. Good to see you, my thoughts. Love you as always, my friend. Good to see you here. No, Jane said, I only got trauma. When asked if she knew what a Bugatti bag was, Jane fired back at the door of famed LA lawyer Mark Garagos. So I'm sure you have one. Jane did appreciate Garagos inquiring about the price tag of a bodega and snapback. How much does my bag cost? In my view, Jane's cross-examination gave jurors reason to distrust her testimony, according to NBC News legal analyst Danny Surveillance. First of all, she was at times snarky with defense counsel during cross-examination. Bad idea. It never looked good, but worse, she didn't own bad facts. She has an explanation for everything. Well, what is she supposed to do? She's on the stand. Now, if I was a defense attorney, I'll be like, Your Honor, everybody, what if Terry Garagos got great tonight in New York City? Yes, Mark, I am saying your daughter could get great tonight in New York City. Yes, I am saying that right from this space right here, right fucking now in this courtroom. How would everybody in this courtroom feel? Would y'all feel sadness, disgust, anguish, pissed offness? Would y'all want to whoop the motherfucker's ass? This woman is asking about a handbag when this woman's been through some emotional trauma. Your Honor, back to you. And Mark will say, objection! You will not bring my daughter into this courtroom. And in this case, how dare I whoop your ass? Oh, sir. Sir. Now, wait a minute. Wait one damn minute. You could give 2 fucks about Jane's testimony, but you just stood up for your daughter. Do you not see that? And the judge would have to be like, well, I would have to say, the prosecuting attorney, Braylon Lee, is right on point. Now, I don't condone, Braylon, you saying that Terry Garagos could get raped in New York City tonight, but I do advocate for the fact that you said the quiet part out loud, that right is right, wrong is wrong. And like I said, I'm not wishing that on Terry Garagos. I'm not wishing this on anybody, here, there, or anywhere. But sometimes we got to take it there for you guys to understand the weight of how fucked up this shit is. Okay? And that's everything you need to know about the 21st day of the Diddy trial. So let's add some dynamic video here from ABC News here. Here we go.
Back on the stand, the ex-girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs, under cross-examination in his sex trafficking and racketeering trial, testifying under the pseudonym Jane. Combs' lawyers are trying to counter her testimony about trauma and forced sex, arguing she benefited from the lavish gifts during their relationship, including designer jewelry and handbags. Combs has pleaded not guilty, says he never forced anyone to have sex. ABC News contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joining me now live. Brian, the defense argues that Jane was a willing partner in all of this. So how convincing is their argument?
Yes, okay, we started a little bit late today. We started at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and so we haven't really gone that deep into Jane's testimony. What we've got so far is that the defense on cross-examination is showing numerous text messages and also asking Jane questions about her participation in these hotel nights, as she described them, that showing text messages where she initiated conversations, wanting to have sexual relations with Sean Combs, and even showing that there were instances where Sean Combs said that she did not need to participate in hotel nights. And in 2022, there was at least a 2-month stretch where there were no hotel nights, and it shows that there was this back and forth, and she did have some control and consented to some of these relationships. I think it's trying to show a different side from what we saw in the government's case during direct examination, where they showed these text messages, but she was allowed to explain her feelings behind them, not just the messages themselves.
Got it. So we've also learned about potential problem with one of the jurors now in this case. What do you know?
So juror number 6 is a 41-year-old African-American or black male who, during voir dire, said that he knew some of the facts of the case, but he could put that aside and still consider the evidence in this case. Now, it seems like the AUSA or the government has come forward and said that there seems to be a lack of candor. Now, lack of candor is a very legal phrase. It doesn't necessarily mean that a person is lying intentionally. It could mean that you are omitting information, both with or without intent. Like if someone was to ask you, what'd you do today? Or what'd you eat for breakfast? And they just said, well, I only had one piece of toast. Them neglecting to say what they drank or whatever it may be is not necessarily a lie, but it could be considered lack of candor. So there's a broad sense as to what this could be. But Tenny Garrett.
So basically, a lack of openness and honesty, basically. Okay.
Goes pushed back on the AUSA's reference to the lack of candor and said, this is a thinly veiled attack to try to knock off another African-American juror on the jury. And the judge is going to listen to both sides, see what the issue is, and ultimately decide if an alternate takes juror number 6's spot in this case.
Yeah, I know the defense ain't trying to defend a black person after this black person right here, this dumb fuck right here, did all that shit that he did. Okay.
All right. We're tracking it right there with you. Thanks, Brian. And for more on the trial, you can catch our show, Burden of Proof, the case against Diddy, every night, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC News Live. And then you can get Brian's podcast, Bad Rap, the case against Diddy, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Right here from Variety.com, Diddy's 4 most damning witnesses so far, from an anonymous assistant to a hotel security guard. What makes an effective witness? 28 people have testified against Sean Diddy Combs in his sex trafficking and racketeering trial, including his ex-girlfriends, former employees, and men who said he paid them to participate in sex acts. The prosecution has also called everyone from hotel managers to members of the Los Angeles Fire and Police Departments on the stand. They've recounted Combs' alleged violence, sexual abuse, drug distribution, blackmail threats, and much more. Still, former prosecutor Mark Chuktow believes hotel surveillance video from 2016, in which Combs is seen being his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, and kicking her while she's on the ground is more important than any single testimony. You can't really cross-examine videotape. It's like a crime scene frozen in time. Factual. But you still need people who knew Combs intimately or witnessed his alleged acts to make the case against him stick. As the trial enters its 5th week, here are the most damning witnesses so far. So week 5 of this trial. So Cassie Ventura here, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, there will be no federal case against Combs without Ventura and her bombshell 2023 lawsuit accusing him of physical abuse and sexual coercion. It's been 4 days on the witness stand. Ventura accused Combs of rape as well as physical emotional abuse, she said, over their 11-year relationship. Combs coerced her into participating in drug-fueled freak-offs where she would have sex with male escorts. She said Combs filmed these encounters and threatened to ruin her career by releasing the footage. The case rises and falls for Cassie, especially the sex trafficking charges. says Choctaw. Ventura is at the center of many of the charges. The witnesses, including her friends and mother, have corroborated her testimony. Put simply, she is the witness who can speak, who can best speak rather to who Combs was behind closed doors. Mia, the first witness to testify under a pseudonym, Mia was an alleged employee of Combs from 2009 to 2017, among other allegations of assault. Mia accused Combs of raping her when she worked as his personal assistant. She also said Combs made her take drugs and work 5 days straight with no sleep. Pointing to the underlying racketeering crime of forced labor, her account of Combs allegedly attacking Ventura outside Prince's house will be memorable to the jury court. Choctaw on the stand, Mia spoke softly with her head down. She was an effective witness because she seemingly had nothing to gain from testifying against Combs. Unlike some, she did not file a civil lawsuit against him as not seeking money or fame. Capricorn Clark, who worked for Combs from 2004 to 2018, testified to witnessing his violence against Ventura as well as alleged incidents of kidnapping and extortion, which are predicate acts of racketeering. Through tears, Clark said Combs kidnapped her at Powell Point and drove her to the house of Kid Cudi, with whom Ventura was briefly intimate. According to Clark, Combs said, "Get dressed, we're going to ill him." Clark also supported the testimony of Ventura's mother, Regina, who said Combs demanded she pay him $20,000 the same week he threatened to release her daughter's sex tape. Eddie Garcia, unlike Combs' former lovers and employees, who's been days rather tearfully relaying their experiences, Garcia was an unsympathetic witness whose testimony lasted less than 2 hours. Still, the security guard's account of an alleged bribe may have a bigger impact on the jury, experts say. Also, the fact that he was subpoenaed, testified under an immunity order could play well. In 2016, Garcia worked at the Intercontinental Hotel in LA, where Combs was caught on surveillance cameras beating Ventura in exchange for Garcia's deleting footage. Combs allegedly ran $100,000 in cash through a money counting machine. I believe that was at like $10,000 at the time, right? So basically, $10,000 bundles. And handed it to him in a bag. Some of the jurors look at the cover-up as worse than the crime, says criminal defense attorney John Day. The image of $100,000 in the paper bag, that's the kind of thing that's going to stick with them. Churchill puts bluntly, what legitimate mogul has a money counter? It sounds like something right out of The Wire or The Sopranos. Facts. Absolute facts. And then right here, from People Magazine, People.com, prosecutors say a juror wasn't honest. Diddy seems says that's not the real reason they want him out. The Sean Diddy Combs trial is in its 5th week. What you need to know: the government is seeking to remove a juror in Sean Diddy Combs trial, who the defense claims is among the panel's black members. Alexander Shapiro, one of Combs' attorneys, said the government's attempt at removing the juror is a thinly veiled effort to dismiss a black juror. The trial is in its 5th week. Prosecutors in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking and racketeering trial, which is in its 5th week, rather have requested that juror be dismissed, citing a lack of candor. On Wednesday, June 11th, today, the lead prosecutor, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey, told U.S. District Judge Aaron Surin outside the presence of the jury that it appeared to be a lack of candor with the court that raises serious issues with us. We did not want to do this, Comey said. We were compelled to do that. One of Combs' attorneys, Alexander Shapiro, said the defense opposes removing the jurors, said the government's attempt at doing so is a thinly veiled effort to dismiss a black juror. Sumerian said he would address the matter by the end of the week after he received written submissions from both sides. 12 people, 8 men and 4 women, were selected for the jury and half a dozen alternates. The jurors range in age from 30 to 74. Good Lord, not 74 years old. Lord Jesus, like 74-year-old, they should be at the house. 74 years old, my Lord Jesus. Can you imagine, like, as they live into their 80s and 90s in their obituary, they'll be like, I was the oldest juror that decided Diddy's fate. Like, can you imagine that obituary? Not wishing for anybody to pass away too too soon, right? But just, I didn't know that the age range was 74. I thought it was at least 50, 30 to 50. That's why I thought, but yeah. Their identities are known to the judge and lawyers but won't be made public. Among the 6 alternates are 2 women and 4 are men. Combs, 55, has pled not guilty to sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges. And finally, here is something. Diddy's Monster Ball prison costume sells for over $24,000 at auction. My Lord Jesus. Someone just dropped a bag on Diddy's old movie costume. According to GWS Auctions, the prison outfit worn by Diddy in Monsters Ball sold for $24,510 after 49 bids. The set included a white Hanes t-shirt, a gray cutoff sweatshirt, faded glory blue jeans, black canvas slip-on shoes, and a production tag detailing its use in the film. The costume was featured in an early scene where Dave's character, Lawrence Musgrove, says goodbye to his wife and son before his execution. Released in 2001, Monsters Ball was a critical success and earned Halle Berry an Oscar for Best Actress. The auction took place as Dave remains on trial for his federal sex trafficking and racketeering case. If convicted, he could face life in prison. The movie didn't age well for him. Especially this part. Lawrence Musgrove says goodbye to his wife and son before his execution. So that is everything that you need to know from the 21st day of the Diddy trial. I'm gonna turn off my camera now because we done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. Woo, Lord, what a show! What a show! What a show! What a show! Like I said in the description box below, a lot of what is being said is things we already know. Now, are we digging more into the responses from the witnesses, direct testimony? Absolutely. Most of these witnesses, we will probably never know their name. Well, at least one of them we know, but we can't say it, even though 50 Cent already said it, but that's neither here nor there, child. But for the rest of them, we will not know, right? Some of them have been revealed, some of them have not. But regardless of what the defense thinks, regardless of what the Free Diddy crowd thinks, it is damning testimony. And I do not think none of those witnesses that got on the stand could make up a fifth quarter or a half of what they said about Diddy. There's no way. There's just no way. So yeah, it's oh my Lord. My Lord. By the way, y'all, just got some breaking news here. Now I want to show you all. It literally just happened. She fought a good fight, y'all. She really did. She fought a good fight.
Ananda Lewis, the iconic MTV VJ, passed away on June 10th, 2025, at the age of 52, after a courageous and deeply personal battle with breast cancer. The news was shared by her sister in a moving Facebook post, where she expressed both heartbreak and relief that Ananda's suffering was finally over. Ananda first went public with her diagnosis in October 2020, revealing she had been battling stage 3 breast cancer. In a candid Instagram video, she shared that she had chosen to forgo mammograms for years after watching her mother undergo decades of screenings, only to still develop the disease. Ananda believed that repeated exposure to radiation contributed to her mother's diagnosis, a fear that heavily influenced her own choices.
I had done the mammograms from the time they were recommended when I turned 40. They would have caught the tumor in my breast years before I caught it through my own breast exam. So the treatment of it would have been a little easier. It's never easy, but I use that word in comparison to what I'm going through now.
She initially turned to alternative therapies, but the tumor worsened during the COVID-19 pandemic. But by October 2024, the cancer had progressed to stage 4. We paid tribute to Ananda in a 2021 YouTube video, and in a touching moment, she stopped by the comment section to express her gratitude. Her strength, her presence, and her legacy will not be forgotten. We send our heartfelt condolences to all of her loved ones.
Man, that's news you don't want to hear about anybody. So Amanda Lewis, former MTV video jockey, has passed away at the age of 52 years old after battling stage 3 breast cancer. Actually, let me come on camera and talk about this, because whenever you're breaking news like this, it's important to see the person behind the camera. So let me do that real quick. This is a very sad day. Fuck cancer in every form. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, Amanda said in the clip that she could have stopped this. And while everyone will agree with that, I will agree with that, that's not our decision to make. And, Stuart Scott, I want to bring up Stuart Scott right now. You beat. Yep. That's the one I'm looking for. That's the one I'm looking for right there. So here it is here from Stuart Scott. Man.
The most poignant 7 words ever uttered in any speech anywhere. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. When you die, that does not mean that you lose to cancer. You beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and in the manner in which you live.
So I just want to bring that clip into the timeline. So Amanda, thank you for your heart. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your investment, for always wanting to showcase what we could become and reflecting the culture that is of us. One love, much love, all love. We feel the love and send it right back to you, my friend. Back off camera. There are times where doing this channel, it's not the easiest thing, because as the fireworks are going off there for Amanda Lewis there, like I said, there are times where doing this channel is not the easiest thing to do, because as we are covering a trial, breaking news like that will happen. But I think the blessing of being able to have a platform is to recognize anything and everything that needs to matter. So we're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be back with more Braylon's Virtual Tour live after this. We are live on tour. We'll be back after this.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward,
with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
In Disney's 102-year history, there have been many defining moments and countless achievements. Today, we celebrate another thrilling moment, the creation of a spectacular new Disney theme park resort coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is a place where heritage meets innovation, a place where we preserve our past while designing the future.
Bringing a Disney theme park resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi, marks a historic milestone in our journey as a global family destination.
The 7th Disney theme park resort destination represents a new frontier in theme park ambitions. Our resort in Abu Dhabi will be the most advanced and interactive destination in our entire portfolio. The location of our park is incredibly unique. It's anchored by a beautiful waterfront, which will allow us to tell our stories in completely new ways. Ultimately, this project will be a celebration of what's possible when creativity and progress come together.
What we are creating with Disney in Abu Dhabi is a whole new world of imagination, an experience that will inspire generations across the region and the world.
This collaboration represents a powerful fusion of Disney's unmatched legacy in storytelling and Mira's commitment to bringing world-class entertainment to our guests.
Abu Dhabi's vision for the future is to create a legacy for generations to come.
Disneyland Abu Dhabi will be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati. An oasis of extraordinary Disney entertainment at this crossroads of the world. It will bring to life our timeless characters and stories in many new ways, becoming a source of joy and inspiration for the people of this vast region to enjoy for generations to come.
Here you leave today and enter a world of
a world of princesses. A world of villains. And heroes.
Raise your sabers!
A world of other worlds!
A world of all the favorites. A world of throwbacks.
A world of...
For whatever you love, infinite worlds await.
McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
Loving y'all right back. Welcome back into Brayley's virtual tour live as the fireworks are going off behind us here, ladies and gentlemen, live on tour. What a 21st day of the Diddy trial. Yes, indeed. By the way, we do have one more tour for you this evening. If you are a fan of 90 Day Fiancé, we are watching 90 Day Fiancé Hunt for Love, and y'all have done your big one for me. Y'all, I'm so humbled by this. Like, this is a new show, right? So I'm gonna just show y'all what y'all have done. Okay, hang on, let me bring it up here. Hang on. So let's see if I can scroll down. So as you can see right there, 1,800 views right there for episode 1 of 90 Day Fiancé Hunt for Love. That was amazing by itself. I thought I was going to get 500 views, right? Because, 90 Day Fiancé is 90 Day Fiancé, but then for episode 2, y'all, 5,300 views. Thank you to each and every single one of you for rocking it out with me on this. This is episode 3, so we will have that after show coming up for you live tonight at 8:30, 61 minutes away there. So it should be a good time had by all. So I know what you're thinking, like, wait a minute, we covered R. Kelly this morning. We covered $55 billion being invested to the economy through YouTube. We just covered the Diddy trial. Now we're going to cover reality TV. I'm like, yeah. So we do. We're about purposeful diversity over here. So, yes. Plus, not only that, rather, we debunked a lie this morning. Okay, so we got a lot going on over here. So, but yes, indeed. So yeah, we're just chilling out here. Yes, indeed. Y'all give me one moment. So I'm still right here with y'all. Hey, two people, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Yes, indeed, we are live on. Like I said, I'll be here for maybe until 1:35, 1 hour, 35 minutes, and then we will head on out here. But yes, indeed. But yes, indeed. So. But yes, oh man, I'm just arrested. Like I said, yesterday was crazy doing 4 shows in a day. I think that's the most shows that I can do in a day. I try to stagger them so that way you guys can not feel so overwhelmed where it's like a show. Because literally, as we were getting off of being on tour this morning, the coverage for Jane started. I'm just like, no, I'll see y'all at 6 o'clock. So yes, indeed, I will see you all at 6 o'clock. So, yeah. So yep, I'll be here for 5 minutes, and then we will, do the daily motivator, and then we will head on out of here. Sorry. Oh, good Lord. Hey, 4 people, welcome in. We're just chillaxing. We talked about the 21st day of the Diddy trial and just rested now. So if there's any questions you guys have about the Diddy trial, or if you have a take, feel free to put it in the live chat. Would love to see your point of view here. So. Good Lord. Hey, 5 people, welcome in. We are just chillaxing here. That show be coming up in under an hour there. I will be live talking about 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love. This is episode 3, season 1. So can't wait to talk to you there about that. We're just here chilling now. We just got done talking about the 21st day of the Diddy trial. So yes. So oh man. What are y'all thinking about the trial? Do y'all think Diddy is guilty, or do y'all think that, you know, something the Kool-Aid ain't sweet? What are y'all thinking? So we are still here chilling. Like I said, I'm gonna be here for 5 minutes, and then we will do the daily motivator, and then we will head on out of here so I can rest up just a little bit for 90 Day Fiance. Like I said, Hunt for Love. I am so glad. Sorry, y'all. I am so glad that the episode was 42 minutes. I was like, God, please don't let me out 20 minutes. It was 42 minutes. I'm like, yay! You cut the extra fat off. Yay. Please. Oh my God. So, but yeah, like I said, I think you guys got what? You got Never Ever Met's this Saturday. Me and Gigi now will be live making it do what it do with that. And then like I said, August 1st. August 1st will be Ready to Love, which is kind of crazy because it's just like, okay, so y'all mean to tell me that y'all can't just put it back on in July? Okay, child. So we gotta wait more time for Ready to Love. And then I think there's the TLC show Virgins. I definitely want to cover that show. I think it premiered already, though, if I'm not mistaken, on June 9th. I think so. I just got to go and see. The biggest thing about these shows, y'all, is making a space for them, right? Because I showed my friend Bishop, like I did 3 shows on Monday, 1 show on, let me add it up, child. I know I said 5 minutes, but I'm going to finish this point and then we'll head out, y'all. So I do 3 shows on Monday. So 1 at 11 a.m., 1 at 6 p.m., and then 1 at 8:30 p.m. for Roa, right? Then I do 1 show on Tuesday. That's the Diddy trial. Then I do 3 shows on Wednesday. So 1 at 11 a.m., 1 at 6 p.m. for Diddy, and then 8:30 for 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love. Then I do 1 show on Thursday. Then I do 2 shows on Friday. So I do 10 shows in 1 week, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So believe me, you when I tell you, I do my content, okay? But I will say, in the same token that I do my content, I will say I do feel this sometimes. I do feel epic when I do these tours. I do, but this was the energy I was feeling though.
Time is slipping away from me. Yeah.
Jesse Woo, that's your damn fault, child. I saw that meme. I'm like, okay, I got to download it. Oh my Lord Jesus, time is slipping away from me. Yeah, time. Oh my God, child. Okay. So let's get to the daily motivator. Yes, indeed, here. Oh my God, child. Okay, I'm gonna come on camera for this because it looks like I'm gonna need to be on camera for a job. Okay, hang on. Oh God. Bones are getting away from me. No, I'm joking. I'm just getting older. Oh, excuse me, child. Sorry. All right, here we go. Let me come on camera here. Hello. Nice to see you all. The minute you sell for less than you deserve, you get even less than you settled for. Marine Dow. Very well said there. It's time for the day motivator for Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. Be there for people. Communication technology connects people like never before, yet it can also facilitate individual isolation. It's possible for many people to live long stretches of their lives devoid of any in-person interaction with others. Every opportunity resists the tendency for that in your own life. No electronic exchange, no matter how rich or robust, can substitute for inhabiting the same space with other people. We are highly social beings, and we thrive on the presence of others. For so many alternatives, it can seem like an extreme inconvenience to be there in person. Yet that very inconvenience of the sacrifice it represents greatly enhances the value of the interaction. Seek out and seize upon the opportunities to be there for the people in your life. Do so, especially for those who matter most to you. Your presence has incomparable value to others, and you greatly benefit each time you share it. Connect often in the very best way of all. My dear Ralph Nelson. Oh, my Lord, Ralph, you're going to make me cry, brother. Let's talk about it. You know, we just learned that Amanda Lewis has passed away at the age of 52 from stage 3 breast cancer. And, you know, the talks that I've had with my mom and dad recently, I have cherished those a lot more than I have before, because when you're growing up and trying to figure out who you are in the world, it's a very weird space to be in. You're not a full-grown adult, but yet you are still this person, right? And what's your standards? What's your requirements? You know, how do you engage? How do you disengage? And everything in between. And to be at 30 years old, right? And to still see that my parents are the same parents that I grew up with. And that they're still loving, they're still kind, they're still generous. You know, I will always say that, you know, when I do make it, like, the people that will get immediate access to me, it will be my wife, my kids, my mom, my dad, my sister. That's not negotiable. I don't care what I'm doing, even if it's me about to go. Well, actually, if I'm hosting the Oscars, they already better be there, right? But but for example, let's just say I'm doing a New Year's Eve show, and, you know, my mom calls me like 10 minutes before just to wish me luck. I'm going to take that call. When you make time for people who are there for you, goodness goes to them and comes to you, right? So that's the first thing I would say, is making time for the people that make time for you only adds to your wealth. It doesn't subtract from your wealth. Because we always think, oh my God, if I'm there for everybody, then it diminishes me. to a point where if you do too much for others that you never able to do enough for you, then that is detrimental. But making time for the people that really care about you, and they don't just say it, they actually are about it, you can only receive blessings from that. So that's the first thing I'll tell you. The second thing I'll tell you is no electronic exchange, no matter how rich and robust, can substitute for inhabiting the same space with people. I have to tell you, when I went to go see Lilo and Stitch, I legitimately cried 4 times. I did. Actually, no, it was 3 times. I legitimately cried 3 times. I mean, hard grown man tears. I was crying over a blue alien. Okay. And, you know, it's been a minute since I've been to the movies. And I remember talking to my mom about something. And, you know, my mom said, you know, Bray, just, you know, when you have an off day, you know, make a trip out of it, right? Go to the movies, like literally along the way, get a slushy, you know, keep yourself cool, whatever. But have fun for yourself. And I think I am so focused on going to work, coming home, the collab, and keeping my mental level that I forget to enjoy myself. And that I need to be reflective of recognizing, hey, Bray, the hustler matters. But Braylon, the person matters too, right? So I think we've all been there where we have been so high in the clouds. It's like, okay, are we gonna land the plane? Or are we just enjoying the fact that we're just above everybody? We forget that we need to get on the ground and do some work. And sometimes that work is just having fun for us, right? And then finally, here, your presence has incomparable value to others, and you benefit greatly each time you share it. I've always said about our channel here, I know it's my channel, but without you, there is no me, or without me, there is no you. So it's our channel. It's an investment relationship over here, not a transactional relationship. You may not be seen by everybody, but that doesn't mean you're not being seen. And I feel like sometimes we will get our blessing at the end when it's supposed to be time for you to receive your blessing. Like Allen Iverson, he got his team looked out for him. So he got a bond. One part of it was for his younger life, right? And then the other part was when he turned 50. And y'all, on his birthday, he got a $50 million fund. He's got $50 million in his bank account right now. And that was because the people who were in his life at that time, or may still be in his life, say, hey, listen, he's living his life, but let's make sure he can live the rest of his life. And Allen Iverson, they all better have received a bonus. Now, do people deserve a bonus for doing what they're supposed to do? Yeah, they do. Because the fact that they even did it is doing more than most. With that being said, everybody, that is your show for this evening. It is time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you are always born a blessing. Trust you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why is one thing to call yourself? Another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully by spending time together, we'll be great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life. Or, you know, you're just recognizing that while you may be in the war, remember, if you want to know how you're winning the war, look to the general that you're serving. Like I said before, rises come from God. Demises come from the devil. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for today. Do what you do what you know, don't say what we're supposed to get you always want. That's what you may not be want to be by. Do what you've been chosen to do. Wise one thing. Cause they've been chosen one that much of all of. I spend time with you, you spend time with me. All of us spend time together. Wise and great together. Always more your radio, television. You should live your best life. Okay, I remember where I'm at now. After what I just said. If you want to know how you win the war, look at the general you're serving, because rises come from God and the bodies come from the devil. Make sure the replay is not just for if you're watching, not just for listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. I love you. I value you. I embrace you all. Always remember, see what you got to give it, or see love you got to give it, or see love you got to give it. Whatever obstacles you have overcome, whatever success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, truly, I hope that with whatever happens on July 4th when they start deliberating and we get the verdict either that same day or we get on Sunday, I hope that beginning week we don't forget the testimonies, the voices, and the pain that has went on in this trial, and hopefully we can utilize that as a tool to lift each other up and not utilize it as weapons to say, well, you consented. Because this is a bigger conversation than just hip-hop, than just media, than just entertainment. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessing all the way for you, me, all of us as a society, as people, as culture. I feel the love and send it right back to you by way of this your final tour. Good evening to you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. But for the rest of you, I will see you right here in 41 minutes and 42 seconds for 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love. It's going to be a good time for sure. But why did not? StreamYard always does this shit. And not always, but most of the time. Anyway, like I said, I'll see you guys here for 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love. 41 minutes and 22 seconds there. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love. It's in the right back to you. Bye, everybody. Love y'all. Bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.